Okay, thanks folks for joining this tutorial on ALEKS. I see that with the participants that are currently here right now, I have one student is on the school account for ALEKS that I have access to, and one student is on the homeschool version, the version that I don't have access to right now. So I'll try and balance this between the two. Some messaging is going to be the same for both accounts, so I'll definitely hit on those. So first of all, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what I see here. Let's do screen 2. There we go. Okay, and you should be, this is the homeschool master account that you are seeing right here. So right now, if I was a parent and I held the master account, the one thing that I would need to do for my student is this. I would be going to the progress reports, and everybody has access to a progress report. Even the students have access to see their progress report. So, and what you're seeing here, this is my son, Jackson. He's been on ALEKS for a few days now, and he has finished his initial knowledge check for the course that I signed him up for. He's in grade 8 right now. And what you're looking at is that he's a math kid. He actually knew quite a bit of the Math 8 curriculum already. And then right here in this lighter blue, this represents the topics that he learned using ALEKS. So the dark means that he has those topics mastered, and the light means that he has learned them, but he hasn't actually passed a future knowledge check yet to get the new topics into the mastered. Now, so for those of you on the homeschool free version, this is important for parents to know. It's good to have a knowledge check once a week, okay, once a week. These knowledge checks, sometimes students think that they are tests and they get really nervous about them, but this is not something to be nervous about. Just one sec, I think. Excuse me for a moment here. I think I just heard, oh no, I'm getting used to this this as well. I thought somebody was trying to join the meeting here. So let me just go back to where I was at. Okay, so these knowledge checks, they're not tests like you know them. I allow my students to take their knowledge checks that are open book with their notebooks, so that, oh, you can't see this yet. Oh, sorry, rookie mistake here, share. I allow my students to take their knowledge checks open book, you know, so it encourages students to write notes as they are going through ALEKS. I have them write the name of the topic, and I'll show you where to find the name of the topic, and to put some notes down and some work down in a logical way, so that when you go to do your knowledge check, you can refer to your notes. So these aren't tests. So just if people can not think of them as tests, then they won't get test anxiety and all nervous about them. What will happen when you do a knowledge check, if you get a question wrong, that topic will be put back into your learning pathway. And you could argue that that's a negative. Well, it is and it isn't. It just means that you need to do a little bit more practice on that topic. It isn't quite mastered. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that it's just letting you know that you need to do a little bit more practice. Okay, so on the homeschool version, these knowledge checks, parents need to request a knowledge check. I'm not going to request a knowledge check for Jackson right now because he hasn't been on ALEKS for a few days. He hasn't actually done any new learning, I don't think. So he's been busy doing homework from his teacher over the last couple weeks, or last week, so he hasn't done a lot. But I could go take a look at my daughter's progress report here. Let's see. Aha. So there's some blue here. This baby blue tells me that I could knowledge check my daughter, and she could maybe get this baby blue into the dark blue for the mastered. So I think actually Juno did ask me to request a knowledge check last night, because she just wants to get it mastered as soon as possible. So I'm going to request this new knowledge check, and the next time that Juno logs in, she's going to be checked to see if she actually understands the things that she picked up. So what I want to do right now, parents on the homeschool version, just take a look at the pie, just go and click everything. You can see the goal is to get this pie completely filled up in every way. The homeschool version has topics that aren't part of Math 10. This is a grade 6. You're looking at grade 6 right now. My daughter is in grade 6. There's going to be some topics in the free version that go into Math 11. No worries. I did just email all homes a list of all the grade 10 topics. So if a student wants to just do the topics on the spreadsheet list, that's fine too. Or you can just start chugging away on ALEKS. Now let's go. I'm going to actually go into a student account right now, and this is what it's going to look like for all versions. Oops, not that. I want to go to student login page. I've got my, oh no, do I not have this? Enter your login. Come on. Oh, JV Bjornson. I know what it is. 6. There we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like for the student. The very first thing that they'll see is their initial knowledge check, and I believe everybody in the tutorial right now has finished their initial knowledge check. So then you're going to want to continue your path. So continue my path. If every student, once you have finished the initial knowledge check, can make this one change on the program, what I'd like the change to be before they start doing any questions is go to this top left drop down arrow. Right now, these are all the topics that are able to be learned right now, that are the student has shown understanding for the prerequisite knowledge, and they are supposedly ready to learn these topics. But before you jump into starting to do these topics, I need you to come all the way over to here to the filters. Bring the filters drop down menu down, and please change ALEKS to pie slice. It always defaults to easiest, which is a bit wackadoodle to me. What easiest means is that ALEKS is taking the easiest ideas from across the whole course and putting them first. And so it would mean that a student is going to jump from unit to unit to unit to unit, just doing all the easy things first. And that doesn't help us build on our knowledge within a unit. Like, we want to stay kind of in a learning chapter for a little while and sort of progress through the chapter. So that's why it's really important for everybody to change it to pie slice. And there are other filters that you can play around with if you like, but this is the important one as far as I'm concerned. So once it's changed to pie slice, personally, I would just start on the leftmost topic and just start knocking them off. As you can see here for Jackson, he only has 2 more in this pie slice to do before that pie slice is done. Actually, those look like different colors. This looks like yellow and this looks like orange. So he has 1 more in the yellow, 1 more in the orange, and then he's going to be getting into equations and inequalities, and he has a few to do there. Let's say he's doing the very first one. So you click on it, and then this is that topic. Now, ALEKS will give a written description of how to do the question. This works for things that are easy for the student, no question. If the student has learned it before in class, but maybe didn't do so great on it, so it's in their learning path, probably just reading the explanation is all they're going to need in order to be able to do the question. However, if it's a brand new topic that they have never seen before, chances are the explanation is going to be a little confusing. Please look on the right-hand side of the screen right now. See that there's going to be videos for almost every topic. I really encourage people to watch the 3-minute video. These are really short videos. Okay, let me just pause this. See, it's a 2-minute video that will explain how to do something. Now, this particular video isn't awesome. Take a look at the topic here. This isn't the greatest example. Usually the video ties directly into what the student is doing. But this is a real world example that is applicable to orders of operations with integers. Usually the video is directly related. So what if you're in this situation and you go to the video and it doesn't help you? What I would do in that situation is a couple of different things depending on your mood. You could Google the title of the topic and just add in Khan Academy, and then Khan Academy video will pop up and give you something that is probably spot on. The other thing to do, if the video doesn't do it for you and the explanation doesn't do it for you, you could take a screenshot, send it to me. I'm going to have office hours to help students with anything that is a butt whacker. You could also, if you're waiting to get help directly from me, you can just leave that pie slice and go on to a different pie slice, or just go to the next topic. Give it a go. You can, if I go to reports here, view full report on the ALEKS pie, all of these things here are ready to learn for my son. Okay, so if you're having a hard time somewhere and you're just not getting anywhere fast, just change your pie slice for a little bit. You know, do something that doesn't make you want to, you know, get overly frustrated. Let's see, what else? For those students who are in my class, like in my ALEKS class, not in my linear class, you're all in my linear class, but in my ALEKS math class, I will be able to trigger knowledge checks. I will be able to see where your butt whackers are. And you will be able to communicate with me it'll just be the difference in those accounts is that I have been able to put all of the topics into chapters, so a student can focus on what chapters they want to do. But more or less, to be honest with you, they are, you know, very similar. Like the learning is the same. One thing that I could show you on the parent account for the homeschool one is, if you are kind of mathy, if there's an older sibling or a parent that is kind of mathy and doesn't mind working with you to help you out, this time and topic report is awesome. On the ALEKS accounts that are in my class, the student can also go to their time and topic report. And let me just go backwards here, because Jackson hasn't really done anything. The last time he did any learning was on Saturday. I did not make him work on Saturday, just so you know. I give them the weekends off. But when you hover over this time and topic, what's a really cool factor is, did he not learn anything? Oh no. See, this kid is really mathy. Jackson, let me just show what it looks like. When I click on that column, it tells me exactly how that topic went. And it looks like he had a really good day. Like he just kept knocking it out of the park. On this one, he made a mistake, probably a stupid mistake, but then he got the topic done. Let me try and find one that didn't go so well. Like he did eventually learn everything that he attempted to learn. Let's go to the week before here. Oh, this is a good example here. So if you're a parent and you're trying to see where your kids' butt whackers are so that you can help them along from home, you can see if which topics didn't go as well. Now Jackson, he loves math, and he has perseverance when it comes to math because it's his happy place out of any subject in school. Not most of us are not like that. So for some kids, they're going to get some of these X's coming their way, and they're going to say, oh, I'm out. This is too hard. I hate this. I would rather be doing anything else. And you're going to see that it's not learned. So it's not learned. So you can, this will give you a report on things that the student wasn't successful with. And then you can actually, if you have it in you as the adult, you can maybe help them with it. Now, for my daughter, she isn't as mathy as my son. Oh, wait a second. This is my daughter. Oh, I'm so lame. So just so you know, parents at home, with my daughter, she actually is quite strong at math. She perceives herself not to be good at math because she has a brother who is insanely good at math. So she just negatively self-talks about herself on math, and, oh, I'm not that good, and, oh, there's so many better people than me, blah, blah, blah. And so what I've been doing to help her out is I actually sit beside her as she does her ALEKS at night. So she likes to do her ALEKS in the evening. And so after dinner, she asked me to sit beside her. And I'm just kind of hand holding her through it and teaching her some strategies as we go along. And that's kind of why you can see that she's having all this success because, well, she has a math teacher mom. I recognize that is not everybody's, reality. Let me just see. I know Jackson had some hard times over here. Okay, so here's an example. When I'm on time and topic, I could see, okay, things were going well for Mr. Jackson. Look at this though, he persevered, he got one wrong, he went back to the explanation, got it wrong again, looked at the explanation. Oh, and then things started turning out and then he got it. But then I guess after getting a few wrong and then he got this first one wrong, he quit. When was that? On March 31st. And he hasn't come back to math ever again. So you can see here as a parent, I'm going to look at this topic and sit with them and see, yo, what went wrong? And the more we can do that to keep the momentum going, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Let me just flip through here. My experience here. Some students, do you see this? Do you guys see this? Yeah, I hope so. Some students love the program, others don't. You know,
we can see it.
Oh, thank you, Heidi. It's all about getting that momentum going, because if the X's keep coming, it's, you know, people get frustrated, right? So, you know, everybody's going to need a different degree of hand-holding through this. And I recognize that, you know, we're all in different living circumstances right now. And it may not be possible for your kid or you, the student, to be able to learn right now. And I think we just have to be really kind and gentle to ourselves and give ourselves a free pass right now if we're not able to do it. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, any math is good math right now. And yeah, I've been bribing my daughter. She's going to get a big stuffy if she can get to 80% of her course, like finish 80% of it. The topics per hour, you know, with my pre-calc math 11 class, who are all on this program, because it's a self-paced, there's a lot of students that are doing less than 2 topics per hour. And that's a long time. 2 topics in 1 hour is a long time. So I would really, if the topics per hour is low, a knowledge check could be triggered, and just to get some momentum going for those students. And I can trigger it if you're in my ALEKS class, but then the homeschool version, the parent needs to trigger it. So that I need to be clear. And I think I talked about this, like try and maintain a notebook for those new learning topics. That will help you on your knowledge checks especially. Oh yeah, and then my Bitmojis. Okay, you don't need to see these. Stop share. Okay, does anybody have any questions? If you want to, you can type them into the chat. There's a chat feature, or you can just ask them right now. It's a good time for me to take any questions.
Hi, Dina, it's Heidi. I was just wondering what grades have, or like, I guess what's the range of grades that it's appropriate for?
Oh yeah.
I've got a good boy in grade 4. Is that too young to
No,
use the homeschool?
Not at all. Thanks for asking that. Let me just come. You see, in the week of spring break, the second week of spring break, I made it my goal to get as many of my own personal friends and family's kids onto ALEKS. So I created this. Let me just share this with you. Sorry, I forgot that I wasn't sharing. So as you can see, for the free version, you can go as low as grade 3. And what some of my friends have been doing with their kids is that if the kid isn't very strong in math, like it's always been kind of a thorn in their side, they've been signing up for a course lower than their grade level just to fill in those foundation skills, right? And to use this time right now just to fill in knowledge gaps so that when we do get back into class, we have a better grasp on what we were asked to do the year before, right? So yeah, like ALEKS is really great for giving little positive affirmations like, you're on a roll, good work, excellent, phenomenal. Like it's really, when the math is being introduced at their level, it can be very addictive to keep it going. So I would sign up for the level 3 or the level 4 for a grade 4 student, just depending on how mathy they are. If they have been meeting expectations all the way through in mathematics, then the level 4 should be fine. But if they've been approaching expectations, I would go a level lower, just to fill in those gaps. Yeah. Can I take another question?
So when you want to do another knowledge check, does it have to be activated by the master account?
I think so. Now, here's the thing. I might be wrong. I'm not that familiar with the homeschool account because I've just got my kids on it, and it says on the homeschool account that the knowledge check will be automatic, but my daughter was saying to me, Mom, I've learned like 30 topics and I haven't been knowledge checked yet. So I wasn't entirely sure if the knowledge check was coming automatically for the homeschool account. It says on the program that the knowledge check will come every 20 topics, but I think in my opinion, it's better to do a knowledge check once a week. So if you are going kind of slowly through the topics, just have your parent trigger one and do a knowledge check, say every Monday. Every Monday I'm going to do a knowledge check, or every Wednesday I'm going to do a knowledge check. And then it's just a little bit more regular and you'll get things mastered more quickly. in my opinion, instead of waiting for the 20 topics, because the 20 topics could take a long time to learn, especially in grade 10 math, because you know they're big topics. Like learning how to do one thing could take a while. So the other thing that you can do on the homeschool account, I didn't mention this, so I'll do it now. Let me just show you this. And Heidi, I can do this for your son, but I don't know, like you can, am I sharing? There we go. Share. You can, on the homeschool one, have your parent give you a quiz. And the quiz is kind of interesting. It just gives you a quiz, and for the quiz, if you set up a quiz, it will send the answer key to the parents, and it will give feedback to the person who wrote the quiz right away. And these can be scheduled. You can, so Morgan, if you wanted to, you could schedule yourself a quiz once a week. But the quizzes don't get things mastered on. The quizzes don't master anything. And the idea is to, the knowledge checks are what will get things mastered. Oh, the other thing that you can do as the student is, look at this. On the student, they can give themselves a worksheet. So if you would prefer to work on, if you have a printer at home and you want to print out questions to do, you can trigger a worksheet. I wonder, can I see this worksheet here? You can trigger a worksheet, and ALEKS will compile review questions that have already been mastered by the students, and it'll send the answer key to the parent. And then in the, like, I'm from the kids that are in the paid for account or in my classes account, I could trigger worksheets left and right, but I'm personally really nervous about assigning too much homework during a pandemic. You know, like this is not exactly the best of learning circumstances for a variety of reasons. Like I'm not sleeping well at night. Like every night I am up for an hour to 3 hours because I can't turn my brain off. And that is negatively impacting my entire day. And so I don't think I'm a freak of nature. I think this situation is affecting us all in ways that we are aware of or even unaware of. And also one thing that I've noticed about the feedback from my students is that students have self-assessed their mental well-being with me fairly low. Very few people have said that they are doing great, I'm pretty good, I'm okay. I have a lot of students who self-reported to me that they are barely functioning or just a notch above barely functioning. And then, but get this, with another teacher, the same student has self-reported themselves higher. And the only explanation that I can see is that I'm like Mama Bjornson. Like I'm kind of warm and fuzzy. Like you wouldn't know it right now. Well, I kind of look warm and fuzzy, but like everybody has a different relationship, I guess, with different students. And another thing that I noticed is that parents are self-reporting in general their children at a higher level than what their kids are self-reporting themselves at. So I think a lot of us are putting on brave faces right now, and we're trying to let the people that are around us that we're fine, we're good, we've got this, yeah. But on the inside, I think it's a different story. And I think it's changing on a daily basis. So good days, not so great days, right? So I am really wanting to be careful about how much work I ask my students to do. And I'm thus going to give students options and allow people to do the least amount possible. So yeah, I don't know. That's my TED Talk. Does anybody else have any other comments or questions?
I know you sent this out already, but
Yeah.
could you send the link to the homeschool version again?
Yes.
You can just download it, right? Or just access it on the web?
I sure can. And here, just one sec. You have your computer on right now, so this is what I'm going to do. Copy in the chat feature here. On this Google Doc presentation, if you go to, I'll show you the slide. Let me just share. It's the 4th slide down. So I just sent you the link to the slideshow. It's the 4th slide down, and how to access the free account, click here. And I believe the last time I checked the website, they're offering this for until the end of April. Until the end of April, yeah. And that link that I just shared on this, and actually maybe I'll bring this up to my slide deck. Another way to share the slide deck is this bit.ly ALEKS with Dana, and you can share this with friends of yours as well if you have just kids that your kids are close with. And this is meant to be shared amongst anybody who wants to have something that is not supposed to be threatening. And having said that, I need to throw my kid under the bus here for a moment. Hopefully she forgives me. On this knowledge check, when my own daughter did her knowledge check, it went bad. Like I totally screwed this up, because when my daughter was taking the knowledge check, what the knowledge check does is it figures out what math the kid has. And so if you start getting the questions right, it's gonna go deeper and deeper into your brain and see how far that you can be pushed. So my daughter was being asked questions on math that she's never even seen before. So she just thought she was dumb because she kept having to hit, I don't know. And the initial knowledge check, it's not a test. The student will be given questions that they've never seen before. The other thing that upset my daughter was that she forgot how to do things. So some questions she did recognize, but then she forgot how to do them, and then she felt dumb because of that, right? So it was a mess. Like oh my gosh, she was very upset, and I was in damage control. And so that's when I realized, whoa, what had happened in her brain. This did not happen with my son. Like he just whatever, I don't know, and but for my daughter, it was a completely different story. So that's when I just talked to her and reminded her about what the knowledge check was. And then I bribed her. I just said, well, what will it take to get you back on this program? A stuffy, another stuffy, your 1,000th stuffy? Sure, sold. So we have a stuffy picked out on Amazon. And now things are great. And I am sitting beside her and holding her hand and keeping her going through there, but it's going very well. Like I'm super, super stoked to have this amazing one-on-one time with my kid. And yeah. Okay. The knowledge check should take about 30 minutes, that initial knowledge check. Okay. So just so you know. Any other questions? Did that link work? Can you click on that link and did it take you somewhere?
Yeah, it went to the slide deck, and then from there I clicked on the link, and then I think I went to the homeschool and
yeah,
something, and I think I found the 2-month free. That's the one that you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Totally. And I think after 2 months, if you want to keep it going, you can pay for it to keep going, but you don't have to. For some reason, they want you to enter in your credit card. It says though that it will not continue, so hopefully that's the case.
It's probably one of those things that you have to cancel it or they just start charging you like Netflix.
Oh, I hope not. Oh gosh, I
But
feel
it's not
so
that
bad.
expensive.
I will feel so bad if that's the case.
Well, anyone putting their credit card in should know that that's the
Yeah.
likely scenario, because why else would they be asking, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so did you guys just hear that?
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
sounds like my siblings.
Sorry. Working from home. Oh, anyway, any other questions? So, feel free to message me at any time. I will be having office hours. So for Linear Math 10, there's going to be office hours established. Our EA is here to help. I'm hopefully going to get the peer tutors. I'm going to get my peer tutors helping as well in some way. I'm not sure how, but I will be unveiling the Linear Math 10 remote learning plan in the next day or two. I'm just still getting things organized in my head, and yeah, I've just got a lot of balls in the air right now. Okay, if that's everything, I'm going to say goodbye.
Thanks,
Okay.
I really appreciate it.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you.
Thanks
Take
for
good
being
care.
part of this, you guys. Okay.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.